Good.
We'll go here. Scan the audio. Okay. Thank you all for coming today. My topic is going to be about distracted driving. Can you imagine being at a red light and all of a sudden, bam, somebody hit you from behind? And it's all because they're distracted. They're not paying attention to what they're doing. And you know, we're living in a world of technical dependency, cell phones, navigation stereo systems, you know, computers. We got computers in the car, we got DVDs in the car, and a lot of times we get distracted trying to watch a movie because we get bored while we're driving or whatever. And there was an incident, I believe it was a Savannah police officer was trying, I guess he was trying to do something on a computer in the car and ran into the back of somebody. That's distracted driving. And we're all guilty of it at some time or another. Because I know that I was distracted. One time I was backing out of my driveway and I ran into the back of my daughter's car. And simply because I had my music too loud. And I have sensors on the back of my car and they were beeping, but I couldn't hear them to let me know that the car was back there. Next thing I heard was crunch, and I was like, oh my goodness. I even blamed it, said my sensors didn't work. But it wasn't that. It was that I was distracted because of my music. And to establish a credit, you can look at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. They reported that more than 15 people daily are killed. That's 5,400 people a year that are killed because of people being distracted. They're preoccupied with everything but driving. And modern technology is a plus. It's good to have a DVD player in your car. It's good to have a navigation system in your car. But those things can distract us. Cell phones are good, but those things can distract us. And so at this time, I would like to share some information with you in reference to, there's 3 different kinds of distractions we're going to look at today. And the first one is visual. And that's when we take our eyes off the road. And a lot of times we do that, you know, we're trying to find a number to call somebody, even though we might have the Bluetooth. But a lot of times we can speak the person's name, but those things don't always work like they should. So sometimes we're trying to dial a number or whatever. And that's the visual distraction. When we're looking away, we're not paying attention to the road. And the next one is manual distraction. We're taking our hands off of the wheel. You know, we take hands off the wheel to eat. I've known somebody try to drive with their leg, you know, while they getting their sandwich prepared so they can eat it and everything. So we can't do that. That can cause accidents, serious accidents. And the third one is cognitive distractions. It's you taking your mind off of what you're doing. How many times have we driven to work and we don't remember what exit we took? It happens a lot. You know, I drive from Midway every day, and sometimes I don't remember what exit I took. You know, I'm driving. You know, and a lot of times what happens, we're daydreaming. We get caught up in a song, we get caught up in whatever else except for paying attention to what we're doing on the road, and that we know that that's dangerous as well. So, and then according to the health and wellness article, driver's fatigue, it said a lot of times when people get fatigued, they begin to daydream, and that is true. You know, and a lot of injuries can happen that way. And speaking of injuries, I would just like to show you some victims of faces of distracted drivers. Right here. We have Xavier. Xavier was 5 years old. He was crossing the street and he got hit by a young lady because she was texting. He's paralyzed now. And we have Alex here. She's 17. She was texting. She crashed her vehicle. And then we have a 58-year-old. She was getting ready to go hiking and got hit by a 19-year-old driving 70 miles an hour. And she died instantly. And so those are some things to think about. When you see these faces, can you imagine your face or your loved one's face being on something like this because someone wasn't paying attention to what they were doing while they were driving? So being conscious of our surroundings will prevent costly accidents, fatalities, and injuries to ourselves and to others. A psychologist, Grohol, gives us a list. How can we minimize distracted driving? Don't play your music too loud. Don't eat while you're driving. Avoid texting. You know, if you get a phone call, if it's not important, don't answer it. You know, those things can wait. What did we do before we had cell phones? We survived. And in my conclusion, I would just like to reiterate ways to avoid being distracted. No eating while you're driving, no texting. If the music's too loud, turn it down. Avoid unimportant phone calls. Alright? To prevent losing your life or the life of another, causing debilitating consequences, I challenge you today to think twice before you drive and eat and text or call someone on the phone, just daydreaming, even driving while you're tired. Try to rest. Try not to take medications and get out there and drive. And that's the end of my speech. And I just hope and pray that something I said today would encourage you. Okay.